Canada is the country of dreams, and many immigrants around the world dream of living and working in Canada. Getting a Canadian PR makes it easy to live and work anywhere in Canada. So guys, today we're going to talk about how to get Canadian permanent residency. Alright, let's begin. Once you have Canadian PR, you can live, work and study anywhere in Canada. You can get study loans for higher education. It will be easy for you to get jobs. You can get social benefits such as healthcare, maternity leave payments, and unemployment allowance. You can apply for Canadian citizenship, which is good because Canadian passport is very strong. We will talk about express entry as it is one of the most popular and the best way to become permanent resident in Canada. What we will do is we'll first talk about express entry, then we will describe step-by-step process, eligibility criteria, CRS score, cost, and processing times. Once you follow all these steps, we can guarantee that you can apply for a Canadian PR yourself. Express Entry is an online system which manages immigration application from skilled workers. As shown here, there are 3 immigration programs. First one is Canadian Experience class for those who have Canadian work experience. Second one is Federal Skilled Worker program for those who have foreign work experience. And last one is Federal Skills Trade program for qualified trades such as carpentry, plumbing, etc. Most of the people living abroad will apply through Federal Skilled Worker program, and the best thing about this is you don't need to have Canadian work experience at all. Here are the steps involved in applying PR through Federal Skilled Worker program. First step is language testing. Second step is Educational Credential Assessment, ECA. You can actually do both of these steps together, which speeds up your process. Then the third step is to create profile in Express Entry system. Without completing language test and educational credential assessment, you can't create a profile. Once you complete the third step, you will have to wait for the Express Entry draws, and if your score is higher than the cutoff points, you will be invited to apply for PR. Then, fourth step is arranging documents, then submitting application, and visa approval is the last step. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. To get PR, you need to show that you can communicate in either French or in English. For English, you can take IELTS, General Training, or CELPIP General. And for French, you can take either TEF or TCF Canada. Validity of these tests are up to 2 years and cost is dependent on location where you live. So what is ECA? It is basically an assessment of your foreign degree to make sure your degree is equal to Canadian one. There are 5 different organizations who can verify your degree. WES, World Education Services, ICAS, International Credential Assessment Service of Canada, CES, Comparative Education Service from the University of Toronto, IQAS, International Qualifications Assessment Service, ICES, International Credential Evaluation Service. WES is the most popular one among these as it is the fastest among all these. Processing time is anywhere from 2 months to 6 months, and cost could be around 200 to 250 Canadian dollars depending on your course. If you have a Canadian degree, you do not need to do credential assessment at all. Now let's talk about how to create a profile in Express Entry system. Once you have English language score and your educational credential is assessed, you can create profile in Express Entry system using your NOC code. You need to have NOC code based on your job and profession. Without NOC code, you cannot create a profile. First, you must create a GC key, user ID, and password. Once you do that, following simple steps, you can start an application by clicking to apply to come to Canada. Then click Express Entry and follow the steps. Once it is completed, you will score certain points. And if your points are higher than cutoff points, you will be invited to apply for PR, which is called ITA or Invitation to Apply. If your score is below the cutoff score, you still have chance to get PR through Provincial Nomination Program, also known as PNP. It is completely free to create a profile. You need to pay the cost only if you get ITA. Once you get ITA, you have 60 days to submit all the documents required. The documents required to submit are experience letter from work, ECA report, language test, passport, photographs, marriage certificate, birth certificate of your children, proof of fund, job offer if you have one, PNP letter if you have one, medical certificate, police certificate. For the medical certificate, once you get ITA, you need to take appointments with panel physician and they will provide medical certificate on your behalf. Similarly, you need to contact police department of your home country for police certificate or from the country where you live. For the proof of fund, the table here shows the fund you require to start your life in Canada. On the left side is the number of family members and on the right side is the fund required. Important thing is, it's always a good idea to have enough money so that you can start your life easily in Canada. It's a new country and you should be prepared for the worst. Now you have all the documents. It's time to submit the application. You must fill the form, review it multiple times, upload all the required documents and submit the form online. It does not take a long time, but you have to do it very carefully. You must fill all your details, your family details, travel history, and other information, and at the end you have to pay the fee as shown in the table here. Once the application is submitted, your application is processed within 1 to 6 months, but sometimes it can take longer than that as well. Once your visa is approved, you will have to get visa stamp on your passport through VFS Global, which is located near your hometown. To get visa stamping, you need to submit passport, photographs and approval letter from Canadian government. Once that is done, it might take 1 to 2 weeks to get visa stamping. So guys, this is the entire step. Now you have achieved your dream and are ready to start your new life in Canada. Now you just need to book the plane ticket and fly to Canada. Okay, before wrapping up this video, let's quickly talk about the eligibility criteria and steps involved in calculating CRS, as this video will be incomplete without them. Let's talk about eligibility criteria. As shown here in this web page, you can see the eligibility criteria. For example, for the Federal Skilled Worker Program, you need to have language of CLB 7, which means you need to have at least 6 in each band of IELTS as shown here. Higher score will get you more points. You also need work experience in 0, A or B NOC. NOC code is a list of occupation as shown here, which has 5 main groups. For example, skill type 0, A, B, C and D. You need 0, A and B NOC code for Federal Skilled Program. 0 is for management jobs, A is professional jobs and B is technical jobs. From November 2022, NOC code will change, so please stay updated for this. You also need 1 year continuous work experience within the last 10 years. Job offer is not required, but if you have one, it makes your case strong. And at least secondary education is required, but higher education will get you more points. How can we calculate the CRS score? CRS score is Comprehensive Ranking System score. This is the table which shows points for different factors in a very comprehensive manner. And you can calculate your points very easily using this system. For example, you can get up to 100 points for age here, 140 points for education, 150 points for language, and 70 points for Canadian work experience. You can also use this calculator to calculate your points. You must answer all the questions and your score will be displayed at the end. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you got a good idea about how to apply for Canadian PR. Feel free to ask any questions you have and we're always happy to help you. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. We will see you again in next video. Until then, watch, we inspire and keep inspiring.